Hey, I'm Matthew Moscoviak at CNET.com, and this is the Sony STR-DN102. This is a mid-range AV receiver with built-in networking features, and it's currently selling for $500. It has a typical design for an AV receiver, although the front panel has more knobs and buttons than usual. There's a USB port on the front, and it's iPhone and iPod compatible, so you can connect your device directly with the typical iPod cable. The Sony also includes an iPod dock, which no other mid-range receiver does, although we don't quite get the appeal since you can always use the USB port. What the Sony doesn't have is built-in AirPlay support, which is available on the competing Denon and Pioneer receivers. AirPlay lets you wirelessly stream music from any app on an iOS device, which is iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad, and we think it's one of the few networking features worth paying for. So if you have an iOS device, you'll probably want to consider the competition. Like other networked AV receivers, the Sony has built-in support for some streaming media services, including Slacker and internet radio. That's a pretty short list, and most receivers at this price point include support for Pandora, Rhapsody, and Napster. The Sony is also hampered by a really mediocre user interface. It doesn't fill the entire screen and only lets you see up to 2 menu choices at a time. Around the back, you'll see the Sony's connectivity. The main knock here is there are only 4 HDMI inputs, with most competitors offering 6. You'll also notice the Ethernet port for home networking, but Sony doesn't offer a Wi-Fi dongle, so you'll need to use a workaround like power line adapters if you don't have Ethernet in your living room. In terms of sound quality, when we listened to the Sony on its own, it did a solid job with movies at delivering a powerful home theater sound. However, when we started to directly compare it to other receivers like the Yamaha RXV 671 and the Denon AVR 1912, it didn't fare quite as well, and we tended to prefer the competition. Altogether, while we've been fans of some Sony AV receivers in the past, we had a hard time finding a reason why we'd recommend the STR-DN102 over other models, which offer more features and better sound. It's not a bad AV receiver, but you can do better for the price. I'm Matthew Moscoviak, and this is the Sony STR-DN102.
Hi, I'm Molly Wood, host of The Buzz Report, the show about the tech news that everybody's talking about. See it every Friday in high def at cnet.com/buzzreport.